I did it in like 5 minutes.
Totally, totally. And then you changed the design, of course, a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Right, cool. Okay, we're getting some people in. Let me just check. Let me just get this logged in. 10, 10:01. Okay, let's see who's coming in. Nikki Cameron. Hey, Cameron.
Hi, how's it going?
I'm pretty good, thanks. How are you?
Pretty good.
Okay, Cameron, Nikki, Camille. Thought I got you, Camille. Pretty sure I did. Wait. Oh, Camille, yeah, I knew I got you. Camille, Jemiah, got you. Jacob. Okay, hey Jacob, how are you? Jacob, Jen, I got you. Michaela, I got you as well. Let's just double check. And Steve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. I'm gonna look at Monica Ring and see if she was here last. So today's that. Let's just see if Monica Ring was here. Yeah, she was. I remember talking to her. Okay, yeah. All right, great. So for you, those of you who came in, I'm gonna try to cram in 2 things: a bit of hardware design and a bit of shoes. If I don't get to the shoes, next class, next demo that I have time, I'm going to do marker on shoes. I don't think we've done that, as far as I can remember, at least. We've just been focusing on line drawing. Okay, let's get started. Okie dokie. I'm gonna clear off my screen so I can share it with you. Get my camera out. So today, I'm gonna be sketching with ballpoint pen for the first part anyway. I love sketching with ballpoint pen, especially things like hardware. Maybe I try some other things like Sharpie or something to see how it flows. So one of the things that you'll have to do in the industry is you're going to design your bag, but you're also going to have drawings of the hardware. So let's just do a little micro thing and focus on hardware to start with. And later on, so this is going to be important because later on, as we start getting better at the drawings, I'm going to ask that you, 7 pages of homework. So let's say you focus on bags for this homework. Page of thumbnails, page or 2 of thumbnails, page of like an orthographic front view, end view, whatever views are needed. And then so you're going to design some custom hardware for this bag, maybe the logo badge or the clips or any hardware you need. And those are going to be, that will be another page or 2 of separate drawings. So it is important, and Aki's going to be really happy if you do that. So let's get started. Camera's here. Okay, I'm going to share my screen with you. And I'm going to share my whole desktop because I want to show you the process that I go through when I'm designing hardware, because I'm going to have internet stuff open and as well as my drawings. So there's my desktop. Okay, let me turn on my camera. Let's have something to focus on first. I guess this is good enough. I did a really crappy high heel the other day. I think it was after the homework and stuff. Okay, visualizer, we're all recording, we're good. So yeah, some of you dropped out yesterday. A lot of you dropped out. So in the middle class, I don't know. And so you missed out on a little demonstration I did on a high heel. And I did this crappy sketch. It's not even crappy, really. It's not bad. But I was looking at the internet image, and the internet image looked way nicer. And I just said, you know what? Even though this looked okay, it was. I compared it to what I saw online. I was like, nah, that's not cool. And this is a bit about being a little bit anal about your work, you know. So hey, it looks okay, doesn't it? I mean, fine, but it just did not meet my standard. And so I was like, you know what? F it. I'm gonna trace this shoe. And so I traced it, and then it came out just perfect. Okay, it's all focused. Okay, I'm gonna lock that down. Make this big for you. So that works. And I guess the color is going to be cool for at least now. Tell me if the color goes all whack so I can change that. And let's just make sure this is locked down. If the color goes wacky, then just tell me so I can fix it. So that's ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to either take something physical. I think I'm going to take something physical. Let me put this down so you can see what I'm working on. Okay. And I'm going to take something physical instead of off the internet. I'm just going to grab a random bag. Okay. I've got a bag here. We'll just move this up. I got this bag. It's a really cool bag. And I got it in San Francisco. It says lifetime warranty, super expensive. So I got this bag, and it was lifetime warranty, but the zipper started ripping. I don't know if you can see, there's a little rip in, the ripper started zipping. And so I took it back to them, and they said, no, we can't change that. I was so pissed off because it was very expensive. I forgot it's a Japanese brand. They do the dopest bags. A nice balance.
Like a lifetime warranty?
Yeah, lifetime warranty. And what about this bag? Oh, now I'm going to show you a logo. Tell me if you know this brand. It's made in Japan. So has anyone seen that before? That brand? No. Okay. It's like urban, but still. Okay, now let me point out some hardware. There's not much hardware on this thing. Here, okay, you can consider this hardware. So you see this little, there's a little thing right here. It's not a logo, but what it is, it's where, so, and it's in this pocket here, right? It's in this pocket, and that's where, and there's a little inner pocket in there, very well designed. So there's a little pocket in there where you put your cell phone, and this was before earbuds, wireless earbuds. Put your phone in there, the cord comes out of here. So it's you know, it's a cord management is how we call it. So you wear this bag like this, it goes here. Oh, wait a sec. Maybe this was a cell phone hole. But anyway, that little hole back here that I showed you is it's for cord management. So anyway, that's technically, it's rubber. It's made out of rubber, but it's a beautiful design thing. And so I want the class to start thinking about practicality, not just the overall shape, because I think it's a very important thing with life these days, you know, with all this stuff that we have, cordless earbuds, you know, just like how we interact with the cell phone. And in this case, I guess it's not original. It was original back then, but back in the day, you know, cell phones were smaller. We didn't have those smartphones. I think I bought this in 2006. And so cell phones were way smaller, and so you stick them in there. It's easy to access. I don't know what this little pocket's for, but I'm sure it has a purpose. It's made out of mesh, so I don't know if you can see that mesh, my finger. And so here's a piece of standard hardware right here. Just you buy this off the shelf. And so I forgot the technical name, but I think it's a clasp. And so let's start off with something as simple as this and certain things like this. But as far as fashion accessories, it depends what kind of job you're looking for. But I think most companies, even like high fashion brands like Gucci and stuff, they do apply some of this functionality. But the really cool brands, in my opinion at least, the ones that are in Japan, a little bit urban, ones in San Francisco and LA, who are designing really urban, cool bags. A lot of you guys might want to be working for them. And in that case, you need to show that you understand how bags function, not just the style, or if it's a tote, or if it's a, a sling or whatever like this. You really need to get into the design and function, and like how do things work, and get into those details. That's a Velcro closure. And then inside here, so you're gonna have to start getting into design of like how these, I don't know if you can see in there, there's like an extra pocket. It's dark, I know you can't see. I wonder if there's anything in this bag. Inside the bag, inside this side zipper, extra pockets on the sides, enough room to hold a laptop, a small laptop, 2 zippers for the extra, extra. So we should be getting into that kind of stuff, because you have to have the design thinking. It's not just about style. Okay. So now I've got my hardware right here. I'm going to move this down so you can see how I'm drawing. There's my hardware. And there. So this is what I'm going to draw. And I don't need to physically see it. I tell you, I do need to physically see straps. When straps are doing crazy, crazy stuff, that's when you need a real thing in front of you, not an internet image. But I'll start doing some of that clasp, but let me find a crazy, crazy strap. Got a couple of prototype bags here. When I say crazy, crazy strap, what I mean is how it starts looping around and all this stuff. So this isn't crazy. This isn't completely cray, but it's based off a seatbelt, car seatbelt. But anyway, normal stitch down. It's just a prototype. And then how this thing opens, and it's got these kind of ridges, so it creates tension when you squeeze it down, so it locks it. But when you open it, you can adjust it. But the strap, it attaches here, quite simply there, and then it goes all the way around your shoulder. It comes into this grip, this tensioner, and then goes around into here. Let's follow that through. So it goes into there, comes out. Okay, it's not super crazy, pretty standard stuff, but this takes up the slat. But then there's another piece of strap that just, there's the mounting strap right in here that mounts this thing and attaches this thing to the actual bag. So how this line works around, comes in, goes around inside here. You have to get into that stuff for sure as well. And the only way to really figure this out is you can go on the internet, but you really need a bag in front of you to just analyze how this strap works, because there's so many innovations you can put into a strap. tensioners, adjusters, buckles, all that stuff. Okay, here's normal hardware, the clips to keep the bag closed, but this is just off the shelf stuff. Little details. So in this pocket, this is where you put your laptop. It's padded. It's padded in the inside and on the outside, so your laptop doesn't get damaged. And then it's got a little detail, a logo, right in there on the flap that attaches to keep your laptop in. So we're going to start looking into that, like how's this bag constructed? You're going to easily fill up pages with just showing, is there a pocket inside? Here's another pocket. This is pocket galore. There's a pocket here. There's another pocket here. There's this pocket with place to hold your pens, business cards, pens. Oh, that's good. Wow, stash of pens. Great. I haven't been in this bag. Business cards. Is there anything else in here? I found $700. One of my coats the other day, which we hadn't seen for like 2 or 3 years. I was like, damn. And that was on my birthday. My birthday was like a few days ago. And then I was pulling out an old jacket to look all fancy and stuff, and found $700 in there, cash. So it's nice going through old stuff like that. Who knows what you find? All right.
You just like misplaced $700 cash.
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember why I would have it.
Well, that's dope.
Normally, I wouldn't have $700 cash unless I'm taking out
Taking
cash for rent.
moves.
Okay. Maybe it was going to be an expensive night out, and I ended up using my card only or something. I don't know. All right. Hardware. So I've got these examples. I want to draw some clasps and stuff. Oh, I wanted to show you something. This is what I want to show you. And here's a really, maybe this is a really nice image my wife found for me. And I think those of you that were left from yesterday, we looked at this bag. And this is all to do with hardware, by the way. CCS, ball, fashion accessories, shoes and bags. And now this is what I wanted to show you. I might have to. So this is a really nice bag. And forgive me if you already saw this bag, but this is a really good example of how you can really analyze. So it's basically a foldy bag, right? It's a foldy bag. It's like kind of like a milk carton type thing, you know, or a Vimto box, or so it's a stiff bag. And look at these beautiful details. Okay, there's a logo on the corner. Some really nice hardware here. And look at the leather thickness here and how it folds in with the stitches. The stitches start to go behind this flap right here. There's a flap here. It goes around and up. And here's a very nice, I wish I could zoom in here more. I think I'll just open it so we can, because I love how it's photographed with this stuff, with the strap. And, you know, if you do a drawing like this, super cool. You know, just stylize that drawing. You know, I'm normally drawing straps all strappy and flying and stuff, but, you know, this is another approach. Let's zoom in. Oh, sorry, zoom in. Okay. So notice how it figures out, I wish it showed the top, but it's showing how, notice exactly what I'm talking about when we're drawing, how this leather wraps around here. There's a little cliff in there to show that there's a stitched on, it goes up. I don't know what's in between, to be honest. But then, so it goes in here, it connects here. So this is a very smart idea. And I guess these are adjusters. I don't know, we'll have a look in another view, but maybe like holes to you know, adjust the strap. Little straps in here, little straps in here. I love this type of, but this is a very nice example showing thickness of leather here. The underside of the flap is white. You can see how it's made as far as like these flaps fit over. So it's just very interesting in how all this hardware works. So I'm just really in love with this bag. And so some detail shots, oops, right here. which is what I would like you guys to do sometimes. Just zoom in there and just really get in there. Look, piece of hardware, little snap or rivet with their logo in there. Look, a screw that goes through here, a screw to hold the D ring, another adjuster thing, like belt loops in a belt. So here they're showing how it's a flat pack. So it folds very nicely flat, easy to take into a suitcase or whatever. Hardware, hole for the strap to come out, showing how it opens up. I don't know what, there's a little, oh, this is a product. So little hole in there for credit cards, looks like. Let's see what else. Happy box, it's called. Okay. So very smart, you know, different sizes of the bag, but quite smart. Okay. Anyway, let's start sketching some hardware. So I am gonna have something, I'm gonna have a clasp. I'm gonna put this back here so I can look at the clasp and here so you can see what I'm seeing. I'm gonna design this thing, and the female piece right here. So I'm gonna design it, put together. So I'm just gonna look at that and I'm gonna start sketching it. So it's gonna go over here on the side. Move everything out of the way. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect, just get the idea across. So it's basically made up of a box. So start off with nice geometrical shapes. Oh, you can see me sketching? Okay, good. Okay. And I'm purposely sketching really light. Okay, that's my base. I start off with a nice base. But you know what? I think I will pull something off the internet so you can see what I'm drawing. Instead of me having it in real life, let's just pull it off the internet. Okay. Where are we going? We're going to, what's it called? Bag hardware. Yeah, it's crazy. When you go to Hong Kong or China, where a lot of this stuff is made, to pick out hardware, they have whole stores, thousands of stores, and you just go there. So many things to choose from. You'll always find something cool and fresh. Thousands and thousands of SKUs. So let's see what we're looking for. I'm looking for a clasp, a simple clasp. Or maybe, okay, let's just start with something simple. But I don't understand how this works. So I'm not gonna start with that. Let's see something else that I understand. Okay, let's start with something simple. So I'm not gonna use my bags. It's a little too confusing for me and for you. Let's do something simple. Okay, this is a clip. So I've already started something here. I'll come back to it. And then this thing here, this would be cool as well. Actually, I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna do this one instead. And let's click on that, make it big, move this over. Okay. See my drawing, and this doesn't need to be so big. Really good. So let's do that one. Okie dokie. Forget this one. I'll get back to it. It's a nice box already, so I'll get back to it. But let's draw that that clasp thing, that carabiner. Okay. So starting off, Hold on, I might be able to use this. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this box. So what I'm starting off with this section in here, but I'm going to change it up a little, and I'm going to have it kind of squarey shaped. And it normally comes around here, but I'm not going to make it as round as that one, because that's a half circle. So it's important to get the perspective right, but yeah, okay. Anyway, I'm just gonna truck on through this and try to describe how I'm doing this. A little curve under here as well. It's just lining up all of these little pieces with the same perspective, because the perspective is coming down here. And I'm not gonna get hot and heavy on perspective for you guys, because it's not as important as it is for product, but you don't wanna have a completely weird drawing. So there's a little bit of perspective involved. So there's that. Oh, okay, my light. You can't see anything. Let's just get this focused. Let's get this. You have to tell me if it's not. You can't see anything, because I'm not looking at my screen all the time. There we go. Okay. So goes just a little bit 3D. I'll round off some of these edges, because you can't really mold sharp edges. Down here, and I'll make it a little roundy, right in here and in here. Okay. So this part here is this part here. Okay. Okay, so there's a piece that goes right through the middle, and this is the carabiner. So I'm gonna start drawing the carabiner. Let's just put this center line in. I put a center line in so you understand where the center is. Okay, that's the center line that goes through the middle, and so there's gonna be a piece right here. Halfway in between here and here is here, so it's going to go down, and through here it's going to be this this piece. That is this piece right here. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it loose. So that's and there's a shaft thing that goes in, and it attaches to here, to this part. This part swings around in circles. So there's that, and then the carabiner comes off. So this is my center line, and I want the carabiner to come off equally, and I'll make it round just like they did. Once again, I guess you could trace this stuff, but you have to change it. But I'm gonna go raw dog straight in. There. Okay, that's the shape of my carabiner. Let's just add a little inner hole. So you know how we're designing the thickness of leather? This is what I'm doing here, the thickness of the metal. It's the same concept. So it's not too crazy. Let's round this bottom part off. add that 3D element. Okay, so I've got a carabiner, and this is more of a type of, it's a new style. I just made it up. It's not as thin as this. It could be a mistake. I would submit it to my boss, and they say, I'm not sure if this can be functional. So they take it to the engineers, they would make a quick prototype, and so can it really work? I don't know if it can really work because it might be too thick, too flat. But anyway, it's a concept, it's a very flat type of thing. Okay, there, and then so there's this D-ring here where the D-ring would attach into this carabiner. Oh, before I do that, I have to draw in this carabiner piece right here. So how the hell's that gonna work? I don't know. Yeah, Derek's being loud, isn't he? Nah. Okay, so what I'm drawing is a hole where this thing comes out. Okay, and so I'm gonna give it enough room around here. Bring that down. I love designing hardware. It's so fun. Okay, there's that hole. The carabiner closes right here. And I'll deal with that in a second. But then there's this piece that goes around. And it comes down. Hold up. I know it's confusing. It's confusing for me as well right now, but I will figure it out. Okay, so I'm going to add some thickness to this piece. Just adding thickness, because I only just did a stick man in there. I just did it with basic lines. So this little thing right here I'm drawing here, it's a contour line, just like what we talked about in the bags, to show what the shape of it is. I've got some loud neighbors. Can you hear them? Okay, so that's got to close one way, so I'm going to put in a thing like this. Okay, so that's my carabiner. This thing would flow in this way. You know how it works. It's spring loaded somehow. There's a spring inside here, I guess. Of course it would be. I don't know how it works, but I'm gonna leave that to the engineers. So I've got my new carabiner. I'm gonna draw this D-ring in there as well. I'll put it in context. So let me draw a D. Let me draw the D. So I've got the center line that goes all the way through. So the D is gonna go this way. It's gonna go, hold on, I have to sketch it in quick. Okay, I'm just gonna, I don't know exactly how I'm doing this yet. So I'm just figuring it out as I go. So as I'm sketching very light because I'm gonna make a lot of mistakes. So I'm purposely going light, and when I've got the design sketched out lightly, that's when I'm gonna get in there hardcore with some pen and start beefing up the lines, getting that nice line weight. Okay, and then there's here, I'm just gonna wing it. Okay, then it goes down here. It goes through, I just gotta figure out how it works and get the perspective right. Okay, so there. So there's my D-ring. So my D-ring, basically there it is. This looks way too massive, but whatever. I'm just gonna stick with it and just start to flesh this thing out with nicer line weight. You know, I might have dived in too hardcore with going straight into 3D because doing it 2D is also very fun and easy, but I'll hit that up. I'm gonna do a page. Basically, I'm gonna do a page of hardware. This is my warm-up page. So I'm doing all the lines underneath darker because you know how I'm always saying it's darkest underneath because generally light comes from the top. So all the lines that are underneath. So there's that and under here. This is different. I just want to pop that off the page. I want everyone to notice about how I'm dealing with the line weights. Starting off light, and then once I've built it, then I can get in there darker. That goes with bags and shoes and everything. Notice how I have these little details, like this little cliff here, and then that wire sprung locking mechanism is underneath. It's just like the layers of a bag and how you layer the leathers on top and things like that. Okay. There's that. Okay, let's get in the undersides of this. Underside of this. Okay, I'm going to do a cross section or a contour curve so it's very clear what's going on here. I'll do a contour curve right here so it's clear what the construction of this thing is. And I'll do another contour curve which actually might become a design detail here. So I don't want it completely sharp, I want it to be a little bit beveled. So I'm going to add some extra lines around there to show that it's not just pure cut. There's a little bit of refinement in there. Okay, same with this. I don't want it just pure hardcore cut, even though that would be quite nice. It's just machined out of some block of steel. But now it starts to give the impression that it's curved with just these extra lines. This is fraction of a millimeter. This is millimeters matter. Okay, let's do a contour line here. Just to show that it's, to show how it works in terms of the surface. This is going to be a curve, so that's why I'm doing these extra lines. Okay. Okay. There. Oh, a little probably one around this piece. I'll do a contour curve around there. And I'll do a contour curve going from the top, going down. So you can see how that's constructed. Okay. Basically, that is my basically with my carabiner design. Maybe you'll see a little bit of thing in there. I don't know. I'll drop down a little shadow on here. Let's see, how am I going to do this? I'm going to pretend it's swimming a little bit. Okay, just a loose shadow. I don't know if it's technically correct, but I'm going to shade all that in. Okay, I'm going to just shade this in with some simple up and down vertical lines. This is the easiest and cleanest. As I go back, I'll fade it off to get that dynamic shading. Shadows can be really confusing, so I'm just winging it. I don't know if it's really correct down here. Actually, I'm following my perspective lines that go down. Okay, there's my shadow. Let's drop in, so light's coming down, let's drop in some other shadows. Because the ring itself, on the ring, is going to have shadows inside that D because there's a piece of metal above. Okay, and I guess I'm just going to shade just some areas. I'll do a core in here to show it's curved. And I'm going to start shading in some, I'll do a core in here, wherever there's a curve. Just like on the bags that I've demonstrated. Concepts are exactly the same. There'll be a core here. Coming around, here there's a core. I'm keeping it all in perspective as well, by the way. And I think what I'm going to do is shade all of these sides, like this side, this side, this side. I'm going to shade them all. There's that. This one inside here. And this side over here. And maybe I do this other side, which would be these surfaces in here. I'll just go up and down on this one. So all the surfaces that are on this side, on this plane, there, this is another surface that's on that same plane. And here as well. That's on that same plane. The core here. So I'm going to give you a little quiz. Can you tell me what surfaces I've left out? Let's just sort of focus here. Okay, I'm gonna wait here for wait for somebody to tell me what you think is the.
It's like the round part. See where it's focusing is like right next to that.
Right. Oh, this round part?
Keep moving. Right in the middle.
Okay, I'm gonna move in and tell me to go up or down. Actually, I'm
All
gonna
right,
go
going
down.
down.
Yeah.
Yep, keep going like right there to the left.
Okay.
Like right there.
Yep, absolutely. And right here as well. Nice job. Who was that? Camera? Who said it? Jacob?
Yeah.
Awesome. Great, 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 great. You're absolutely right. And this is going to be a core right in here. Okay, so there's my D-ring, and maybe I was a little too ambitious. Oops, should have been thinner here. Shit. No, I'm gonna get some white out. This is just a little analness, but I do like details like that because it really, it kind of matters. For me at least, because it just makes the drawing look so much better. What is that? Is this a Tipex? Okay, so let's do something a little more simple. I dove right in there with that 3D. Let's get into some nice simple side view stuff, front view stuff, because that's how it's easier to work things out. I set myself a pretty high standard here, and it's hard. It's kind of hard. Okay, but anyway, let's do another thing now. Oh, you know what? Just to go a little bit. Okay, that's. I'm gonna just put in. And I'm not even going to be hardcore about it. I'm just going to have it ghosted. I'm not going to shade it in. I'm just going to show how the strap fits around. So there's that. This thickness of the strap. Just to put some context in there. And then that is going here in perspective. But I'm not going to shade this in. But I am going to put in little stitches and stuff just to put in that context to show how this little guy works. And then there's the classic, keep it in perspective, the classic X. Okay, and then here is going to be something else. I might as well put this in too. This one's going to be shorter. This is a thin strap because it won't fit into the D-ring otherwise. And bottom, the other side. I'll put in some stitches in there, but I'm not going to go heavy on this. I'm really focusing on the hardware. that X. Just a little bit of, just a little bit. I'm not going to go hardcore. There's that, and here, just a little bit. It's that line weight stuff. Oh, there's stitching inside here as well. And okay. Okay, good. I'm good to go with this. So that's a little drawing. Let's take this same design and let's go flat, because I might as well make this page look good. So I'm going to take that initial sketch and go flat. Oh, here's a logo. Here's where the branding goes. They spend a lot of money on these things if it's custom, so they definitely want branding. So let's just say Prada. Okay, now I know how to spell Prada, P-R-A-D-A, but the reason why I write that is because I want to figure out what the center letter is, which is A, because I want to position it so it's square and not amateur out and like make it all like start doing P-R-A-D, and then you've got to squeeze the A in. That will ruin your drawing. So plan it out a little bit. So the A's in the middle, so I'm going to start off with the A in the middle. And then the last letter is A, so I'll do an A here. And the first letter is a P, so I'll put that P here. And then now I have, now it's all laid out. Now I can put in the R, P-R-A-D. So, you know, you want to be a little bit careful about stuff like this, because you don't want to look like, you just want to look like you put love into your drawings. If you care. You get an extra 10 grand a year if you do this stuff, because it's a craftsmanship thing. Okay, now let's do, I'm going to do here, since I'm not going to go up down, I'm going to go sideways because it fits better and I can easily draw. I can more easily draw sideways than I can up and down. So let's do this. I'm going to do simple side view. Start off with the center line because I started off with the center line here, so I know where everything's centralized. I start just very loose and very light. Just start sketching in these elements. So I started off with a box back here for this. I'm making sure so I start off with a simple geometry. And I know this is going to, did anyone come in fresh? I've got everyone. All right, whatever. Basically, that's going to be this piece. So, you know, when I'm drawing my bags, I do the exact same thing. I start off with basic geometric shapes. So in that case, that's a square. So now I'm going to do the, I'm going to get a circle template for this. This device is very useful for everyone, every designer. Circle template, I strongly recommend to get one. It doesn't matter if you're in fashion or if you're in trans design, it doesn't matter. These things are awesome. You will use it, I promise you. Because you're gonna have circle elements in your designs. Anyway, let's just sketch it first. I use that center line so I make sure all my angles are basically correct. Eyeballing it. I'll put in the circle here. I'm just gonna do it loose so I know what size. That's a carabiner. Let's just see if it's gonna work. Just very quick and loose. See if I have enough room inside here. Yeah, okay, it looks like I'll have enough room. So let's just get in there with that circle. template. Probably bigger. Let's just see how big that is. I'll make it the same width, but I'll make it a little bit less. That's that side, and then the inside. Notice I didn't close it because it's not closed in here. I want the same thickness of that metal, that nice bold metal machined look. So it probably needs to be even smaller. Okay, I'm gonna go light in case I make a mistake. I went a little heavy on the first one. So it's all lined up, so I know that's lined up. Start fleshing out these sides. Just getting the overall shape. So that's my carabiner. I've got thickness here, if you notice. So here, I'm gonna add that same thickness. Okay. So I've got this thing right here. So there's a circle here, and that thing kicks inside. Just light because I'm gonna have to get into some crazy stuff here. That, and then something like this. I don't know yet. This goes around here. Okay, so that's this thing. Oh, and then the D-ring. Let's put that in. To be honest, I want this a little straighter. I don't want it completely round, so I'm going to cut that off. Because here I've got it a little straight, and I want it straight so the D-ring fits inside it nicely. So I'm just going to try to confirm that. So the D-ring will fit here. It's just a simple flat rectangle. There. Okay, so got it mapped out. So start putting in my proportions. So I've got this thick thing here, which is this, with a logo. And just start adding that thickness inside. Okay, that's that. Start rounding off some corners around here because I don't want it too. The Prada logo goes in here, and I know that the A is in the middle, A is at the end, P is at the beginning. Now I can put in my R, D. Make sure it's all lined up. I don't need to go there yet. Underneath here is the shaft that comes through with the head at the end so it doesn't come off. All geometric shapes. I'm just doing rectangles so it makes it way easier for me. So I've got all the essence of my, there's a detail here. It was meant to be a contour curve, but I think it could be a nice detail. So I'm gonna actually pop this off. Maybe it's a different color. Maybe I apply that same. So I'm starting to put in some styling in here. I'm gonna shade that. So maybe it's a different color. But to match, I'm gonna do the same with this product logo. I'm gonna put a line here. So it highlights the logo. They all like it when you give extra love to their logo. So I'm gonna copy that same styling, matching styling, shade it all in the same way. And so if I have this form language of these color blocks, let's do it also with the D-ring right here. So I've already have a contour line. Now I'm going to shade that part in also, keeping the same horizontal lines. And you don't see it underneath because it's covered up by all that other stuff. So that's my form language, or my graphic theme for all these matching pieces, because of course, all the hardware's got to match. So there we go. Dark, dark, dark. Fine. I'll apply that in here as well. Here and into the D-ring, which is about here. I don't know, it's too confusing for me to deal with right now. It's a mess in there. In fact, since it's a mess, I'm going to white it out because it's too much of a mess. I went too hard. I should have gone lighter, made a mistake, but I'm gonna just put in some very clean. This stuff is brilliant for fixing mistakes, but it's good on a black and white drawing, line drawing such as this. But you cannot put marker on it. You cannot do anything and it looks like crap. It'll look terrible. I know it's gonna look terrible in my sketchbook. Great. It's gonna look bad in my sketchbook, but when I scan it and tweak the Photoshop highlights and levels, it'll get rid of it. So I know it's gonna look bad now, but I know in the future it's gonna look, when I get it presented, it's gonna look good. So okay, I'll let that dry for a sec. What's our time? 9:45, we're good. Is everyone following me so far? Does anyone have any questions?
Brooke, do you mind changing the exposure a little bit?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because it's, yeah, thank you. Focus is basically good. Okay, I'll do that exposure. Okay, there. And exposure. Is that better?
Yeah, that's much better.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, because when I apologize when I am my shadows, but I can't do anything about it. Okay. Let that dry for a sec. And then I'll start getting in here a little bit hardcore. And I might even use a ruler because might as well. It makes it easier for me. So I'm going to use a ruler on just the straight edges. I freehanded all of that, but this needs just a second to dry. All right, I'm getting in there. So I have this center line that I drew, and I drew this with a ruler. And I'm going to use that as the base from, I'm going to just drag my straight edge down so everything's nice and parallel. It doesn't look cool when the light's coming from top, by the way. So the light's coming from the top, so all the lines underneath are going to be, like this one, are going to be dark. So I can afford to make these dark. This one up here. So I'm still trying to keep everything nice and parallel for the extra attention to craft. Underneath this, those are dark lines. Then under here, there's this clasp, this spring-loaded thing. That, and then this joins up to that from the edge. Okay, and I'm gonna do the same. Oh, underneath here. So hold on. That lines up. Just gonna do a little bit here, just a wee bit, and then over here. I hope you guys get into drawing hardware because it's so fun and it's so important for fashion accessories. It's extremely important. They will definitely ask you or assume that you've done hardware because it's super important. They invest a lot of money and time in this stuff. Don't worry about computer-aided design drawings to make it. They will do that. You don't have to do that. Since I'm already on kind of a strict, okay, let's go. Let's say the sunlight's here. So all of these lines in the back are also gonna, on this, I'm actually copying this drawing. Sunlight's coming from here and the sunlight's coming from here on this drawing. So this is all shaded in these areas, back in here, in here, in here, because the light's coming down this way. So I'm gonna do the same, make these lines stronger. Now I can afford to make stronger lines without, okay, and the D-ring. Okay, oh, and here as well. And now I'm going to get in there and start getting that line weight going around here like that. A little bit of roundies here and there. A little bit of roundness here. And here, I'm going to get in with the circle template, might as well, because I'm already being anal as F. So might as well continue that. So this thing is, let's just say this big. That's that. And then on this side, there, and just draw that line in between, because that is obviously this piece. Okay, so that's drawn in. I've got a circle now from that piece, and so I'm just going to do the surround where it's mounted, basically, right here. So I'm going to make it bigger because I have to compensate for my pen. There's a little distance between the straight edge and my pen. Yeah, dark under there. Okay. Just round off some of these little internal edges. With this formaling, with this graphic, start to pop that thing off. The graphic stops here, so I'm going to do it here as well. I don't need a ruler for these short little strokes. Okay. And that Prada graphic starts here. You need to raise them there and then there. Okay. And let me move Prada up just a wee bit. Okay. It's basically done as far as the line drawing is concerned. Nothing else needs to be done. But I'm going to do a side view of this thing too. I might as well, because I've already got a good page going. Might as well finish this thing off. So this is the top. Now let's do a side. I'm going to line everything up. So basically, okay, let me just do a quick loose sketch. Center line. Hopefully it's parallel. It was not, but okay. Just very loose and very light. I'm going to bring down the lines of all my pieces so I can line everything up. Okay, all very loose. Start building up those basic shapes, just geometric shapes. This is going to be an easy drawing because there's not much here. I'm going to use a ruler because I'm at the edge of my paper. And I might as well continue that look. Eyeball it so it's definitely equal on both sides. Okay, so this is the D-ring. I mean, this is this part. So right here, when that line comes down, so that's that black part. Then this is the other, so it comes down here. So this is the carabiner, and then this is the D-ring. So I'm gonna put this here. Just gonna wing this a little bit. Comes out. Hold on. Got to figure this out a little bit. Wouldn't that be cool if this D-ring looked like the Prada D? Okay, there's that, and then the inner part. I'm going to change the design a little bit. I'm going to change the design so this part is thicker. So far, this D looks like this. This D-ring currently looks like this. Okay, everything's equal. But if I were to really follow my form language, it's always thicker at where things are joined. So this thickness from here to here is thick. This thickness to here on this D-ring is thicker. So, you know, I'm going to extend it out. And even though I'm not going to change that drawing, I'm going to do it in this drawing. Okay, so there, hold on, I screwed up. I hate drawing on the side of the paper. Okay, so that's the D-ring. Okay, so this is inside. Hold on. I gotta adjust a few things because I gotta adjust a few things, I think. So it's a constant adjustment. So let me just line this stuff up. This sucker is right here. That ends right here, okay? And then on this one, it ends right here. I'm gonna put this in solid because I'm confused. I'm pretty confused right now. So I just gotta knock this sucker in hard. So this definitely lines up. So there's that. That lines up. I'm good with this and this. So this is this other piece. I'm knocking that in hard as well because I'm confused with all the lines. There, and it stops up here, up here. Okay, now I know. So I need this D to come in here, about like here. And then it's thick. I'm gonna make it thicker. I'm making it thicker. And that's underneath the D, underneath the carabiner. Okay, that's how it looks. Okay, let me flesh that out. Maybe use a little whiteout just to get rid of some of the stuff. And I'm gonna let it dry. I'm just gonna go for a quick pee while it dries. Just get rid of some of this bullshit. Okay, there we go. Bear with me for a sec. And just gonna turn off my thing. I'll be back in a sec while I let this dry. Just have a little 5-minute break or something because it's 10, and then we'll be back.
Hey, you're still muted, Brook.
Yep, I know. I'm coming back in just a sec. 1 sec. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so my wife just pulled off this really nice hardware, Prada hardware, and this is an example of custom hardware, and this is for a belt. It's one of those type of systems where you pull a fabric belt strap through. And here's an example. This would be a fun drawing to do. Notice how it's all done and how it works and how all the straps would work theoretically. But it's one of those tensioner type of belts. So anyway, nice look. They put in that custom logo in there, little beige ceramic stuff. Anyway, very, very, very nice little piece she showed me. So that's a nice piece of hardware I found in the house, or my wife did. Now this one is, these shoes are the dopest shoes ever, but they're old. These things are old shoes, but limited edition type things. God, you can't see them anymore. I wore the hell out of these, but it has writing, some poem that goes all the way around. Anyway, okay, sorry, but I'm really talking about this hardware, custom hardware, another piece of custom hardware. So it's got these bolts in there, and it's just a beautiful matte finish, squarey ends, a piece on this side, a piece on this side with a little joiner inside, screw it together with some bolts. So here's another thing. Look at these details on this thing, like laser etched. I can't read it, but laser etched. And then inside here, look at this cool stuff. It says something. I don't know what it says, but these shoes are absolutely freaking dope. Suvi Island, Oregon. Oh, well, I mean, I know Nike's in Oregon, but anyway, just showing you some custom hardware, which you're going to be asked to do for sure, unless you work for a cheap company. All right, so back to the drawing, and I'm going to show you a video. I got to show you a video also. So anyway, help me remember to do the video. I'm just going to, since my light's coming from up here, I'm just going to bust out all these bottom lines, and I'm just going to freestyle. I'm just going to do it. I don't want to get rulery. I want to get into some other stuff. So the D-ring goes here. And it's hard for me to draw on that, so I'm going to just bust this in. It doesn't have to be really tight, by the way, this stuff, because it's only a sketch, a first idea. So there's that. That's the D-ring, and I have my I'm going to put Prada in here. I'm not going to measure this one. The A's, okay, A, because each piece they do that's custom, Prada, each piece, this piece, and this piece, they all should have a logo on it. Inside, I'm going to put it in here because there's problems when you get stuff made in China, they rip the stuff off. So they really want logos on everything. A, D, A, P, R. So it's just part of the thing that if you're doing custom hardware, you want your damn logo on there. That's for sure, because it's expensive. So okay, I got a product logo in there as well. That's what that is, just rough. Okay, it should have been on the other side, damn it, because you want to see it. So anyway, whatever. Screwed that one up a little bit, but not too bad. So let's go in here and start rounding off some of the stuff. There. So I'm going to line up where this clasp is, so it ends here. And then this one ends here. And then there's this spring-loaded thing that goes around. Just going to draw that in. This other side too. Okay, that's going to be underneath, and I'm just gonna hand draw this because I don't want to. I want to get on with something else. So that's that spring-loaded piece. Just going to get some white out and just take off these other lines because it's just bothering me. You wouldn't see that. Well, you see it on the other side, actually, technically. Okay. Round off all my corners. The light is coming from above, so it's going to be darkest here. Sorry, hiccup. I was drinking an energy drink. That's how I get all my energy. Down here is going to be harder. That's wet, so I can't do that one. Okay. Okay, that's that. The D-ring is all lined up. That's the side view. I'm just going to shade in the color blocks right now. Oh, and this one's here. That goes here. I'm just going to shade this in with some simple no frills shading to show that color block. The D-ring is here. So I'm just going to shade that in. Okay, so side, since I'm in muscle memory mode, I'll just shade this in as well, showing its color block. Very similar to, hey, did you take that plastic away? Oh, just like this. So basically, I'm basically taking this as an inspiration. They got this color block inside the belt thing. So this is the same type of color blocking, and then it's that part of the D-ring. There. And is there anything? So it's side view. Okay. Side view. And I could drop a shadow in here. And all it is a cut and paste of this shape. And it goes in here. And this one kicks out, goes around here. And then here, I'm not even gonna bother dealing with the three-dimensionality. And then also here, just drop a little shadow in here. And then here, kicks out, kicks in. Same here. Same in here. I don't really want to shade all this in. So I'm just going to leave it. I will put in my cores though. So it curves around here, curves in here. So there's going to be a core in here. Do a little bit of three-dimensionality. A little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit of shading down here, an extra line. I'm not going to go crazy. Down here is going to be heavy. And here, I think, what is this? This is that piece. You will see the other side, and it curves around all in here, so I'm going to shade that in. That's this curve. That's what I'm shading in there. Just giving this a little pop on the bottom because it's a shadow and it's a little bit curved. Okay. Okay. Side view, top view. Okay, let's just, might as well add that 3D element, the extra bit of love down here. Just perpendicular, up and down. And then here as well. Since this is a circle, we'll put a core in here. And the same up here. How it attaches. The top view is the most important view in this case. Shade that in. What the hell is this? Shoes. Made a mistake. Just shade that in too. And down here. Okay. Oh, and drop shadow here. Okay. Same down here. I'm gonna go this way. Inside the holes. Okay, there we go. And I guess I'll finish this off with a background. I'm keeping my lines parallel to the side of the paper to make it look neat. And it's going to go through here. I guess let's just see, I'll rust it through here. And maybe through here. Since I got that, now I might as well just use a ruler to just bust it off the page, making sure it's parallel to the line, my paper. From that one, it goes through here. This is another hole, it goes through here. Okay, and now this, make sure it's parallel to my paper. Huh. My eyes must be off because I totally didn't get it parallel. Whatever, who cares? At this, I do care. That looks so whacked out, my God. And let's just do this one as well, parallel. Oh, shoot. And then here, let's just do this one. Okay, that's supposed to tie it all together, theoretically. And this line's whacked out, but hey, whatever. It does matter, actually. That's why I'm fixing it. And it should matter for you all as well. Okay, that's a hardware piece. So there's two things I want to do. I want to show you a video. I'm going to quickly show you a video, okay? and it's product design, but it's very related. So and I think it's very interesting because you'll totally be able to see what how I'm talking about sketching, design sketching. And so am I sharing? I'll share my desktop. Well, hold on, let me find this video. I've got it saved. I'll share in just a sec. Okay, I'm going to share my, okay, I'm gonna share my screen. And this is Chrome, YouTube, yes. Okay. So I have this CCS channel, as you know, with fashion accessories and product design in here. So I'm gonna go to that channel. I think maybe this is the channel. Let's just go to, is it library? Oh, CCS FAD. This is product design. Stevenson made. Let's see if I can find it. How to sketch like a product designer. No. Oh, this one. Okay, this is a very interesting thing. It's totally doing what I do. I thought I was only one photocopying.
The ability to work quickly and efficiently are valuable qualities in a product designer. Successful designers continually look for ways to maximize their productivity without increasing their workload as they address the needs of the client. This video demonstrates one of many ways in which we might speed up our designing, increase our output, arrive more quickly at the modeling stage, and perhaps most importantly of all, keep our thoughts and ideas fresh and exciting. As demonstrated in an earlier video, I've started by producing a page of initial design ideas. Using a fine black pen, I'm focused upon filling the page quickly. Overlapping my work and allowing myself to be a little messy encourages me to work freely, which in turn helps me to be creative. In the same video, you'll see how I've applied marker pen and annotation and how I've filled in detail on the page as my ideas have formed and grown. An important feature of this method is that I've photocopied my sheet of initial design ideas several times, and I can now jump straight into conceiving of new ideas without going back to the very start. Despite working on photocopies of the same original, each sheet can be completely different to the previous one. One of the reasons that I'm able to work with speed and energy is that the pressure is off. This is due in part to the fact that I'm working on photocopies. In other words, if I make a mistake, it doesn't matter. I can start again without going back to the beginning. With that said, there is no such thing as a mistake. We're exploring our thoughts and ideas, not producing a work of art. But if I am unhappy with what I produce, I haven't lost anything if I tear it up and start again. Now, importantly, these photocopies aren't restricted to forming initial ideas alone. You can see here that I'm further developing the concept. It's moved on from simply being a hot glue gun. I'm starting with the same photocopied sheets, but I'm now developing my concept. In this example, I'm working through the potential for the hot glue gun to be cordless. Again, this way of working limits the pressure I'm under. It shouldn't matter whether the page looks impressive or not. What's important is that I'm exploring my thoughts and recording them for evaluation by my client. We shouldn't discard design pages if we're unhappy with the way they look, but if the option of doing so helps us to relax and work quickly, then that's going to free us up and help us to be imaginative and creative. You can see here that there's been a big shift in the focus of my work. It's gone from being entirely centered around the glue gun itself and become almost exclusively about a means of making the glue gun cordless. Most of my design work is now concerned with the charging unit or docking station. So these pages would be classed as the development of the product rather than the initial ideas. As soon as my page is full, I start again with another photocopy. I want the transition between pages to be quick so that I maintain my rhythm and momentum. I'm at my most creative and fluid when I'm relaxed and focused upon exploring my...
Okay, class, notice how he was putting the Sharpie underneath and this is what I'm talking about. The light is coming from above. He's having highlights up here, and he's putting in the Sharpie underneath the pieces a lot of the time. So I just want to point that out.
My thoughts. I'm at my least productive when I'm setting out to produce design work that's like artwork. I'm continuing to work loosely, drawing and annotating where there's space, and even where there isn't. I'm absolutely not precious about sketching over sketches, writing over drawings, drawing over annotation, and so on. The more freedom I give myself and the fewer constraints I'm under, the more creative my design work will become. Just as I was before, I'm considering the needs of my client as I'm designing. As a product designer, I'm relying on being able to speak to the client, listen to the client, understand their needs, and be able to produce work that answers those needs. Seeking regular feedback from the client will ensure I'm heading in the right direction with my work. For a recap of what should be included in annotation, or a reminder of how to go about bringing design ideas to life with marker pens, check out my other videos. You'll find the links below.
Okay, hold on. Let's just turn. So that's a little bit interesting, isn't it? Hey, so I know that you're there. Can you maybe turn on your camera or something? So I know you're there, please. Okay. So was that video interesting? At least give me a thumbs up, please. All right, good. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. I know it's product, but it's still, I thought this is totally relevant for fashion accessories as well. Okay, so that's the video. I'm gonna stop sharing and start sharing my camera again. Okay, I'm gonna share my desktop because I'm gonna show you some processes of how to get from A to B from my sketch. Desktop, there we go. Okay, here's my desktop. As you can see, that's the carabiner that we were working on. Move that out of the way, and my camera. So I don't really need my camera so much right now. Oh, I gotta restart this because this has some funky software. So I gotta quit that. I gotta unplug it also because it changes all the light if I get off it. It's got some bugs in the software. Okay, that's plugged in. I'll turn on my camera because I'm gonna show you basically how I'm working this sketch. So autofocus. I'm gonna put this here just so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm gonna open up Photoshop, which is already open. Let's just create a new thing, create new, letter size, horizontal or landscape. Okay. Oh, my Photoshop's all shifted over here. I don't know. Where is it? Oh, there it is. It's underneath. I see it. Okay, Photoshop. Import my image. You can do a photograph, whatever. Import image from device. No, I might just. Okay, since a lot of you might not have scanners, I'm going to take a photograph of it with my. It's just. I'll take a photograph of this. Okay. So I just really, I don't know, a lot of people like to use the certain apps. I just find that using the native app of the photography built into the phone is just better. So it's just photograph this nice and square. Just one more, just in case. Okay, got out my phone. Let's send it to my computer by Bluetooth. I hate these Androids, they suck so bad compared to Apple phones. I got this only because it could draw, because I've got this pen that I can draw on it. And I thought I'd be like, at a bar waiting at the Secretary of State for my car stuff or whatever. And I could sketch, but I sketched for the first week on it. And that was about it, because it's not that great. So sending it to my Mac. So it's sending there, it's coming right in here. Okay, should be in my downloads. Bridge. Oh, there's my bridge. Downloads. Oh, there. Okay, there's my sketch. Let's take that guy into Photoshop. Okay, image rotation. Counterclockwise. Let's just cut out what I need. So notice how when I take the photograph, I line it up. I try to line it up with the paper as well as I can. So it's more or less framed nicely. So you don't screw up your perspective. Because if you take it at an angle, all your drawings get whacked out, especially shoes. So I'm gonna copy that, Control C. Let's go back onto my untitled page. What's this? Okay, I don't need that. Untitled page, V, paste it. Okay, there, it's all in there. Control T, so I can like get it nice and square in there. We'll take a little care to make sure like the lines are lined up with the sides. Okay, there we go. Get rid of this sucker. Okay. Oh, okay. So let's zoom in and adjust the levels. So I'm going to turn the image to grayscale. So mode, because I don't want colors to get involved with this. And when I print it, I want it to print black. I don't want to waste all the colors. If you don't change it to grayscale, I'll flatten it. I'm cool with that. If you don't flatten it, if you keep it multicolor, it's going to use all of your ink. It's going to use the cyan, the magenta. It's going to use the CYMK colors and just uses all your ink. When you print as much as I do, I can't afford to keep buying ink. So now it's grayscale. Control L. So in case you don't know where that is, image adjustments. It's in levels, but Control L for short. I use it so much that I use the shortcut. Squeeze in the side. This is bringing out all the white. So I hit this white threshold right in here, and then the black. Beef that up so it comes out a little bit stronger. Not too strong. If you take it too strong, it gets, you show all the bad stuff. So That's cool. I need a little more white. It looks a little bit there. I have this issue here because I creased my paper, but okay, looks cool to me. I'm gonna do that levels again. Control L, Control L. I'm just gonna bring that white in because I can get rid of a few elements like down here. I don't want that. Well, I can't fix that. I cannot, I'm not going to. It is what it is. Okay, I'm gonna print this out. Just like that dude was demonstrating, he kind of does the same thing. I do it a little differently. File, print. Oh, print and copy. I accidentally pressed that, but I guess it's cool. My bad, I forgot to turn on my printer. It'll take a couple of minutes to warm up. It shouldn't be too long. Let's check out my printing queue. Print queue. So here it is, it's just loading up. It's just look for the printer. It'll take a sec. I'd really strongly recommend, since, what are you? Are you sophomores? Or you're juniors, aren't you? Are you sophomores or juniors?
I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore, okay. If you can, I would strongly recommend getting a printer scanner combo for Christmas or whatever, because that's gonna take you through the rest of college and it's gonna take you through 10 years on, because mine's been lasting like 10 years. So, and it still works well. And it just is gonna save you time. It's a long-term investment. I think ours was 120 bucks, but I went a little bit above average quality, so you can get them for 80 bucks. But very, very good tool to use. Like the photocopying, the printing, just like that video, like I do. I'm constantly doing this stuff, and it will save you time, money in the end. So let's just get off Photoshop. Everything's done. All right. So, and yeah, I don't have the camera directly over. I just have it at an angle so you can see more. Hold on. This is very confusing for me. Damn it. Okay, I want to. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, it's not, it's a little off because it's at an angle, but I'm just going to show you how I'm going to marker this guy. So I've got my photocopy. I'm going to get a few extra piece of paper that goes underneath, some, because my desk is rough. You can buy a ream of paper with 500 or 1,000 sheets of paper in there for $5 from Walgreens. So I don't care if I ruin some fresh sheets because it's so cheap. And I'm just going to start coloring this in. I think it's just going to be gray metal and red Prada stuff. So I'm going to start off with a gray. So I'm pulling out some markers here. I'm just going to go for a nice cool gray. Let's just see what I pull out first. Cool gray, 20%. This is cheap. This is cheap markers, Blick markers. I get all free stuff from Blick. So I'm just going to start shading in all the shaded areas. So I've already done it with the shading. So let's just do this. Oh, you can't even see it. This marker is super, super light, so you don't even see it. In fact, it doesn't even work. Look at that, you can't even see. Let me adjust the lighting so you can see a little bit better. It's gonna get dark, not quite balanced. Exposure, it's just there. So you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. And you can see with this thing, it's so light, it's not even visible. This is great for some things, but let's go a little darker. Let's go C60, and I got a C40. C40, okay. Let's try the 40. Let's test it. That's a little more obvious, so I'm gonna try it again. Darken my core. And I'm just going to fill all of this in. So you can kind of see it's a little bit filled in. I'll do the shadows as well, might as well. Side here, side here. So you can't really see clearly, but it is shading in, and it will look good when I scan it. All of these sides. So that one's done. Let's do this one. Oh, I forgot to do the shadow. Okay. It's hard to see, but I might have to go over it with a sharp, darker color. Okay. You don't have to worry about it too much. Because it's just a sketch. And I'm not worried about ruining my drawing because obviously it's a photocopy. Okay, so there's that. No, I think I'm just going to shade in that whole shape because it popped it off before. I just tried it and it worked. It definitely pops it off. Don't worry about keeping the lines too much. One more set on here. You know what? I think I'm gonna have to go with a darker marker. But anyway, it's kind of exposure is doing wacky stuff. My bad. I needed to lock it down. There, I'll lock it down. Okay. So shade it in. Now red. Let's find a red. Ooh, this is an old marker. Let's see if it works. Copic, these are nicer markers, but they're more expensive. All right, just the red parts around the Prada stuff. I'm gonna start off with the shadow areas first. That side, that side, this whole thing, simple strokes. Oops, messed up a little bit. Here's another one. This goes here. And here's that piece. What else? The D-ring. I guess it goes here. And the D-ring here. Okay, so those are my red color pops. I'm gonna choose another color. Let's see. Sometimes if you mix reds, you can come up with a very nice effect. Let's see what I've got. Okay, I've got pulled out an orange Prismacolor, another brand. Normally you shouldn't mix brands because they interfere with each other sometimes, but I'm gonna just go with it. So I'm gonna go over here. And it just, over the red. And so it just has a little slight, okay, let's just adjust the color a little bit. I know it's a little wacky, but anyway. Oh, I forgot to do some more red. I forgot to do the red. I have both markers open at the same time, which scares me because they dry out. So there's that one. And now I'm going to do the orange, which if you mix the colors, sometimes it can have an interesting effect. but it's not really doing it for me now. Everything's red. That's red. That's red. That's red. That's red. That's 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. Well, actually, it's done, but it doesn't even look that great when I put that marker on. Just a little bit of red in here. I screwed up a little bit there. A little over. Okay. It's all good. So one more. Let's just do one more coat. I'm going to go with a gray again and get those dark things. This is a gray Cool 60. And let's go over some stuff like just to pop off that contrast. And it's all the sides that are in shadow. So I think that's all basically kind of okay. And in this case, I'm just going to do the shadows down here for the extra poppage. Okay, well, there it is. There's a bit of hardware. What time is it? It's 10:43. We have another 30 minutes. So what I was thinking about doing was some thumbnails. So I could put some white paint on here, but I don't think it needs it. I'm going to start doing my call outs. Some nice, neat writing, red enamel paint. And I'm pointing to those areas. Okay, so I don't need to label everything. This is machined steel. Machined steel, that's what it is in reality, but I want it to be platinum look. Platinum look, matte finish. So the call outs. So everything is that matte finish. I don't need to label the strap because who knows what it is going to be made out of. So basically we're done. I could get in there with white pencil, but I don't need to. It's more about the line drawing and the philosophy of how you get there. So let's spend a little bit of time doing more hardware, but this time thumbnails. And I'll position my camera so you can see more clearly what I'm doing. Make sure that focus is good. Okay. And exposure lock. Let's turn off this light. And that's good. This is good. All right, thumbnails of hardware. And in this case, when I'm doing thumbnails, I think I'm going to use a Sharpie or some sort of felt tip. Let's test it out. Let's try that clasp, that closure system. Go back to sharing screen. Okay. Okay, let's find a little more reference. So homework for next week is gonna, I don't know, do a bag and do some hardware pieces for it. Look online to see how to draw what type of hardware you want, whether it's these things, or whatever. But I want a clasp closure. So bag hardware, clasp. It's not clasp. Do one of these. Let's just see. Closure. Not those. It's interesting, but I don't want that. I don't want this. You know, I don't really need to see this. Oh, this can be a nice piece of custom hardware. When you're doing that pull thing, that pull system, this is a nice, easy piece to design. All right, well, you know what? I'm just gonna wing it. I'm just gonna start sketching. So what I'm doing is I'm doing this thing. Basically it's like this. I'll start over here. Oh, sorry. Let's just move this out of the way. So I'm just doing this closure. Center line, and it goes, actually I will have to look at my bag. Where is this stupid bag? I'm doing this closure, and I do have to look at it. I haven't drawn this for a long time. So I'm doing this closure. Sorry about the darkness, but that's what I'm doing. So I just need it to copy it because I forgot how to do it. So first I'm gonna this thing is, so you just copy that. And you don't really need to know, actually you don't need to know this stuff. So let's just get in there and just design this thing. So I want an extended, and so in this piece, there is this piece where the strap goes in. The strap goes in here. There's a little thing so it doesn't come out. So this is gonna be where the strap goes, and there's the same with the other side. There's another closure on that side. So as you can see, there's a strap that goes through, so this is gonna be a hole for that. So maybe I do a range of ideas for this because I have a back design which I need to work on, and they want custom hardware and they want these type of closures. So that's my first one. Maybe I put a logo in there. Let's keep going Prada. So first one, piece of crap, but now I've got the idea of what's going on. Maybe a little bit more rounded type of look. Where the clasp closes and where the strap goes in. A little bit of love into it, a little bit. The light's gonna be coming from here always. So therefore, I'm gonna make these lines darker because that's where the shadow comes. And I'll drop a shadow in there. That's one. And let's put a Prada logo in there. A's in the middle. I have to write Prada, huh? P-R-A-D-A. Okay, and there's where the center. I always need those little reminders. So A's in the middle, A at the end, P at the front, R-A-D-A. A little crammed in there, but whatever. Oh, let's put that a red. Let's make that red. Okay. It's good enough for that. Let's try some more. Let's try something. Oh, and there's also, don't forget things like, they'll be like, oh, how do you squeeze it? So in this case, how do I squeeze it? There's a little teardrop, half teardrop shape on this. So I'm gonna just do something clean and just put in some little clean holes in there, a little bit of extra love, especially here because that's where it's shadow. Okay, and then there's something inside as well. So when you put these when you clasp this together, there, you've got to have a thing to press. So, and that's what these little guys are. You press those to unlock it there. So that's what, oh, sorry, let me just, so you can see there, that's where you squeeze these to release the thing. So that's what these little bits are inside here. To accent them, to pop them off a little bit, I think I'm gonna just color in this as a shadow, because now you really start to understand, because I'm highlighting around. I really love this technique of shading, just straight up perpendicular, up and down. Okay, that's one idea. Let's try some more. This is super easy stuff. Okay, start off with the geometric shape. This one's gonna be a fat boy. Okay, there we go. The closure. And I'm gonna make a combo of a belt. So instead of putting a hole in it, I'm gonna make it have an extra D-ring coming out. And it will go through there. So let's just start rounding off corners so I don't forget. There, and then here. Round off these corners. And it's just, so that's how this thing, it doesn't have a hole like this one. This has an extra ring, okay? And the same with this side. I might as well match it up. So, comes in like this. The D-ring goes around. Since the light's coming from over here, this is going to be darker. Okay, so that is my another idea. Let's put that logo in there somehow with this red theme. So maybe it's going to be the top and the bottom, maybe with a Prada D A E R. Oh shoot, A D Prada down there. Drop a little shadow in there just to pop it off the page. And here. Okay. There we go. Okay, and I'll just do my perpendicular shading. So you know what? When I get into my sketching, I'm really into it and I don't pay attention to anything else. And so if somebody taps me on the shoulder, I'm spooked. I'm like, well, scared me because I get really into the zone. Anyway, shade all this in. Just loosey-goosey. That's another concept. Let's do another one. So this, I am actually on this one. I'm gonna draw where the strap comes in. Stitching, stitching. Also here, stitching, stitching. And what does the Prada P look like? Let me look. I forgot. It's kind of like P. I'm just gonna do a big graphic here. And I'm copying the Prada logo here. All I'm gonna do is the P. Just copying it. around. Yeah, it's funny. My wife taps me on the shoulder and she's like, what do you want to eat? Or you want to go do something? And then it's like, wow, all the time. And I'll just hint at an R. How does that R look? These companies get really anal with their logos. Okay, I'll leave that as is. Okay, that's another concept. So I've got 1, 2. Let's fill up this page a little bit more with these easy shapes. With this, let's try a circle. Closure. Maybe it's a keychain type closure. So maybe it's more of a kind of not a strappy strap, but I don't know. And then also this side, I'm gonna make another similar. Maybe it's more of a cord. Just make it loose for now. Put in a center line just so I make sure it's nice and even. We're gonna stick with that red. Actually, we're gonna do a red thing going right down here. It's gonna be red. Just as a reminder, I don't want to color it all in, but I just want to remember because I kind of like this. This is red in here. This is red up here. Might as well just start whacking the marker in. Okay, and let's put in the name Prada down here. A is the middle. A is the back. The end. P. R A D A. Prada. Let's make it a little darker around where the shadows are down at the bottom here. In here. Chord. And I'm just going to start getting in some black a little bit around the bottom parts. Oh, I forgot the little hole where you can release the dark on that side, dark on that side, definitely dark here, a little bit there. Let's get in with that Sharpie just to really confirm what's going on here. And the chord. There's going to be some details where how this cord attaches, so some sort of wire thing. It's not very Prada-ish, but they wouldn't do something like that, I don't think. Who knows? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go 5. I like the odd numbers. Okay. And let's drop a shadow in there too. Perpendicular lines. Oops, I forgot the finger hole. And then got just shade all the rest of it in. Fade that out. Shadow in here. So that's another one. Let's do, we have room for another one. Let's do a different type of shape. Let's go square. Center line to make sure everything works. Mine's gonna have, actually, I'm gonna make it asymmetrical. So actually, it's gonna be like this. This is where the strap goes. This is gonna be where it attaches. Let's go angular on this because that's where the fingers go. Down here. Okay. Put in the strap on this one. Put in some stitching just to help confirm that it's a strap. Darker on these sides. And then this one is kind of a, this one's going to be something like this. One of those jobbies. Drop a shadow underneath that guy. Shadow under here. Put in a little styling, just a little bevel around. Goes up here on the top. Make this line lighter because it's in the reflection area. Not just one line. It's there's multiple lines when you're doing when you're sketching. Oh, let's put in some little grips for your finger. And in this case, we'll put the logo right in the middle. G is the middle. A, B, R, O, A, D, A, Prada. And these little red pops somewhere, so I guess I'm gonna do these little pieces here. Drop the shadow. And now I can get 3D. I can start layering my concepts on top of each other. Because the shadow's intersecting. So I'm gonna start shading that in. I just love these Sharpie sketches. So quick and fluent and bust out ideas like super pronto fast. Fade that out. Okay, and then here as well. There's a hole in there. And in here too. Okay, that's another one. Just try to make things look a little bit better. So it doesn't look like an afterthought. There's going to be a stitch line in here. I put that product too close, but whatever, because it's a loop. It loops around. Let's put some love into this board. Texture is very nice to put in. We have room for a couple more, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I can squeeze another one in here, or I can start doing callouts. Now I'm going to put just a little fun little thing in here. Double stitch this, so it looks like there's a strap. Okay, I've got room for one more. Let's do a long skinny one because that's what fits in. I don't even know if this is possible. This is one of those far out ideas. Unthought, don't know if it works. So this is where the straps go. It's a very skinny one. Honestly, I don't know if it would work, but okay. So that's where they join. So I want to mention something. So this is basically how to sketch, right? And some people might argue, this is not a design class, Brooke. You don't need to teach design because it's not, you're just teaching them how to draw. Well, I'll tell you what, I'd tell them that is utter crap. And I'm sorry, I definitely don't agree with that, because a hot sketch also is a hot design. If you do an ugly design, it's not a hot sketch. And my job is to teach you guys to do hot sketches, right? So A's in the middle, A at the end, B here. So it is my job to teach design as well, because it's an ugly design, but nicely executed, it's still an ugly sketch. So that's why I talk about a little bit about design when I'm doing this stuff. So that's a new one. Let's just drop in that shadow, simple drop shadow. Just shade that in. And then here, let's start getting that 3D. Okay, there's my last one. I don't want to overdo it. I need a red thing, so I guess I'm just going to do just a red stripe that goes in the middle. One stroke. So there's a range of thumbnails, and that's pretty well timed with, oh shoot, let me just shade this in. Pretty well timed because the class is nearly over. Oops, I forgot to shade all this in too. Okay. And just to lick the boss's bottom a little bit, let's bust out this P. Because they love it when you celebrate their logo. Everyone loves it. So that's cool. Need something down here, but that's where I can start putting in my annotations. So this is plastic molded. No, it'd be nicer if it was beautiful heavyweight thing. Let's say stainless steel. Polished, polished. So it's got kind of a polished look. And now I say it's polished, I'm gonna just put a little polish in there. Let's try the other side, a little bit on the other side. So that's polished, polished stainless steel. This is, what's this going to be? This is going to be chrome, and I don't want to chrome finish. What's this called? Ceramic paint. Those two combos is very nice. And polished stainless steel. And then inside here is painted. Let's just say painted. It's a little cheap for rubber though. Painted. Logo. So this is chrome. So I'm just gonna whack in some fake chrome, and I hope it will work. It's gonna be tricky. But chrome is very high contrast. Where else? I hate drawing chrome. It's a real pain in the neck. So it's chrome finish, ceramic paint. This one is, let's just say polished. No, what's this material? This is not chrome. This is, what is that? Let's say, let's just say steel. Let's say just polished steel for argument's sake. I'm just more trying to show you how to lay out a page. Polished steel. I'm going to say rubber band through the middle just for a different texture. And polished steel, so let's just polish that up a little bit. Random type stuff. There and here. Okay, this is the cheaper side of things, so this is going to be plastic. This is the cheap side of stuff, plastic. We'll just call it plastic. D-ring. And put a little shading love in there. Okay, there's a layout. And we are ending class. So stop sharing.
So for homework, you want like bags, thumbnails, and like more solid drawings of bags and hardware, right?
Yep, design a bag. So you might want to do a few thumbnails of bags, a page of thumbnails of bags. This is up to you, but I'm going to give you an idea. Page of thumbnail of bags, and then choose your favorite thumbnail, then flesh it out a little bit.
Okay.
And then a page or two of thumbnails of hardware, because you're going to have different hardware pieces, and then develop it a little bit. Just, I don't mind if you want to go really loose, or you can go a little tighter, like what I went with this thing. But definitely start working on a few hardware pieces, and let's just do some bags, because I don't see hardware on shoes. And okay, if you want to do shoes, you can do shoes also. You know, that also has hardware, like the Dolce & Gabbana have the clasp on top of the shoe. And so whatever you do, I don't mind, but do some thumbnails, and then bags or shoes, thumbnails, and some hardware.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Okay, does anyone have any questions? Nope. Okay then, guys, perfect. I will have a great weekend. Don't get too messed up. And I'll see you on Tuesday.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. See you.